My name is Michael Corso. I'm the Chief Academic Officer for the Qualia Institute for Student Aspirations. I'd like to walk you through a brief guide for interpreting the My Voice survey. As you know, the My Voice survey is based on a very simple idea, that every student, young or old, has an aspiration, has a dream for their future that they're working on today. That's our basic definition of aspirations, the ability to dream and set goals for the future while being inspired in the present to reach those dreams. It's important to note that the definition has two aspects, a future aspect, a dream, and a present aspect, something I'm doing today to reach that dream. We can all think of students on a quadrant where students are low dreaming and low doing. We call this hibernation. Students who really have no thoughts about their future and are not inspired in the present to be working on anything. We've also met students who are high dreaming and low doing. We call this imagination. They have great ideas, great plans for their future, but are not working in the present to reach those dreams. We've also met students who are high doing but low dreaming. Students who work really hard, but don't connect their hard work to a future that they've imagined for themselves. And then finally, students who are high dreaming and high doing, aspirations. Students who work towards their goals, and whatever goals they set for themselves, they work hard to achieve them. Our goal is to move students from the imagination category, the hibernation category, or the perspiration category into the aspirations category. We want all students to have the ability to dream for the future and be inspired in the present to get there. Our research has taught us that there are three guiding principles that help students move into the aspirations category. Those guiding principles are self-worth, active engagement, and purpose. The My Voice survey measures students' self-worth, their active engagement, and their sense of purpose. When you get your My Voice report back, it will be broken down into one of the 8 conditions that operationalize the 3 guiding principles. Students have self-worth when they feel like they belong, when they have heroes, and when they have a sense of accomplishment. Students are actively engaged in their classes and the life of the school when they are having fun and excitement, when they are curious and creative, and when they have a spirit of adventure. And finally, students have a sense of purpose when we give them leadership and responsibility and the confidence to take action. So a My Voice survey measures at the school level whether students have self-worth, are actively engaged, and have a sense of purpose. There is another screencast available that goes into greater depth about the definition of aspirations, the 3 guiding principles, and the 8 conditions. We call this the Aspirations Framework. Please feel free to view that screencast when you have the time. When looking at a My Voice survey, it's important to keep in mind 4 things. First, the results of a My Voice survey are merely numbers. The numbers contain no understandings, no judgments of fact or value, and no actions. Some people analyzing a My Voice survey make the mistake of skipping over this process, jumping right to judgments of fact and thinking they correctly understand the data. Or schools may skip judgments of fact and go right to a judgment of value. Looking at their data, they say, this is bad, or this is good. Some schools skip the entire process and looking at their data jump right to an action. We have to do something about this. But there is a process, first of gaining insights into the data, then of verifying whether or not your insights are correct by having focus groups with students, then reflecting on your correct understandings of the data and seeing whether or not they align with your school's mission, vision, and values. Once you are sure that you have understood correctly and have decided that these are concerns, then decisions and action plans can be made. The second point to keep in mind when analyzing a My Voice survey is to keep in mind that the survey results represent students' perceptions of reality, not reality. Reality is a very complex thing. Everyone's perceptions need to be ascertained. We need to know what something looks like from the student's point of view, a teacher's point of view, and even an observer's point of view. Having said that a My Voice survey represents students' perceptions of reality, though, is not to dismiss them as merely what the students think or merely what the students believe. In fact, students operate out of their perceptions of reality. If a student believes that a teacher does not care about them or respect them, the student will act as if the teacher does not care about or respect them, regardless of whether the teacher in reality cares or respects that student. Students' perceptions of reality affect how they behave. The third point to keep in mind when analyzing a My Voice survey is that if this is the first time you've given a My Voice survey, you are looking at baseline numbers, a starting point, a place for deciding where to go from here. Obviously, you want these numbers to improve each year you take the survey, but they should not be seen as either an indictment or a cause for celebration. This is a fundamental place to begin. The fourth and final point to keep in mind about analyzing a My Voice survey is that the guiding principles that are measured and the 8 conditions that are reported on are ideals, not norms. Schools are very used to looking at normative data, and when it comes to reading scores or math scores, that makes sense. There is a normative level of reading for 7th graders, and a normative level of proficiency in mathematics for 11th graders. But the 8 conditions are not norms. They are ideals. The goal is 100%. We want every student to have a hero. We want every student to be curious and creative. We want 100% of our students to feel the confidence to take action. Comparisons, therefore, to a national average or aggregate are not especially helpful. The most helpful comparisons will be internal, comparing male and female responses to the same indicators, or comparing one grade level to the next grade level, noticing trends from, say, 9th grade to 12th grade. Those kinds of comparisons are useful and can lead towards helpful action. Allow me to summarize these 4 points. The My Voice results represent merely numbers. There must be a process of insight, verification through focus groups, reflection, and then action planning. They are students' perceptions of reality, but not to be dismissed as merely their perceptions. If this is the first time you've given a My Voice survey, this is a starting point. And always keep in mind that the 8 conditions are ideals, not norms. Our goal is for every student to have an aspiration. Let's take a look at some My Voice results. Under the guiding principle of self-worth, reported out by heroes, we see these indicators. Take a moment to review the indicators and these results. Your school's results may look similar. Notice a few things. 1. Many teachers are surprised by their response to "My parents care about my education," which is generally in the high 90s. This should be cause for reflection. Many students believe that their parents care about their education, but do they care in the way that we educators want them to care? Notice also the 3 statements about respect. Teachers respect students is usually the highest number. Students respect teachers is usually the next highest, and students respect each other is usually the lowest. One thing that can be done in focus groups is to ask students to describe respectful behavior they see between teachers and students or between students and one another. When designing focus group questions, keep in mind that what you're looking for is the observable, what can be seen. If a student says in response to the focus group question, "Tell me what teachers do that shows you they respect you," and the student answers, "They're nice," that's not useful information. We need to hear what students see teachers doing. They look me in the eye. They wait for an answer to my questions. Those are the kinds of responses that focus group questions should be designed to elicit. I hope you found this little guide about how to analyze a My Voice survey helpful. More information can be found at www.qisa.org. Feel free to contact us through that website with any questions you may have. Thank you for participating.